family who just bought a piece of land there. They want to start a lodge in the future, but for now it's just a piece of land. And he said we can camp there. So we're now trying to reach it, but there are lots of river crossings here and it's getting quite late, so we want to avoid them because we don't want to do river crossing just before dark. I am Celine and this is Benjamin. We are traveling the world with our Toyota Land Cruiser. After completing the first leg of our journey through Europe and the Middle East, the next chapter is Africa. Well, the spot is pretty good. We're at the edge of a pan, so if there are any animals passing by, we will see it. We already saw zebras, impalas, birds, so there's definitely movement here. We're installing camp and we're hoping that these dark clouds are not coming our way. Kept it dry yesterday evening, but not during the night. We were so happy that we finally had a cooler night. We were looking forward to a long night of sleep, and then more than half of the night there were very loud thunderstorms, rain on the roof. But dedicated as we are, we're going on a morning drive and see what we can find here. While we paused to watch this crocodile, I caught some movement in the bushes behind it. And look at that! New mammal for our checklist. The African civet. The crocodile noticed it too. It slipped into the water, and we held our breath, unsure if we were about to witness nature at its most dramatic. The crocodile is super close to the African civet. Oh, now in this channel.
Ja, hij had toch iets niet meer, man.
Ik denk het. We think he's gonna go for it. First time we see an African civet. Imagine that we see it getting killed. We didn't witness an attack, maybe for the best, but more tension lay ahead. Going for the first river crossing in Khwai area. Johannes and Anna already made it, so we should be able to do it as well. It feels steep. Before the crossing there was some debate. River crossings are always nerve-wracking, and testing the depth isn't easy out here. Wading in on foot isn't exactly an option, not when crocs and hippos call these waters home. Luckily our first crossing went smoothly, and from the other side we could watch the elephants from a bit closer.
So 2 minutes ago we were passing this road, and now when we were heading back, we suddenly saw this big lion lying here. Some water bucks checking it out. It's a beautiful male. What do we see here?
Big lion. A really beautiful one. We followed the lion for a while, curious what he was up to. Just stopping for a drink? Or had he spotted prey? If you're expecting action, think again. Seems like we found a vegetarian lion. Turns out, even kings of the savannah need their greens.
What are you doing?
Making sundowner snacks.
Cheers!
We're back at the hyena den, and now they're all out with the babies. The hyena den is a cluster of tunnels and burrows where the clan raises its young. We checked it out earlier in the day with no luck, but now, around sunset, the hyenas were out. The light was fading, so the footage is grainy, but you can clearly see the young ones, full of curiosity. Yesterday our night was disturbed by the storm, and this night it was disturbed by hyenas. We just went to bed when we saw them coming. It's a half moon now, so it's getting more clear outside, so we could clearly see that there were hyenas and they were inspecting the cars. One was just next to us and then started howling, calling his friends maybe. One even tried to bite our night camera, but it was fun and entertaining, exciting. But again, losing some precious hours of sleep because of that. Today we're entering Moremi, another section of the Okavango Delta. If you're self-driving, Khwai and Moremi are your only options. Most of the other lodges are fly-in lodges, so that will be for another time. The day starts wet. It felt like a quiet morning at first, but looking back at the footage, we might be getting a little spoiled. Out here, you don't get to choose what shows up. The wild moves on its own terms. And when it offers baby impalas, giraffes and buffaloes, well, that's still a pretty good morning. We're watching the saddle-billed stork, but we always call it the Belgian bird because of the colors. The Okavango Delta is shaped by floodwaters, so even late in the dry season, some areas stay wet. The Lechwes like to get their feet wet. Us, not really. We had an elephant visitor at camp, though it didn't come nearly as close to us as it did to our neighbors.
No, just relax.
We saw it heading their way and tried to signal a warning, but they missed the signs and got quite a surprise with a very up-close visit. You can see the elephant is relaxed and minding its own business, so I'm fast-forwarding a bit. Until it suddenly changes direction.
Stay still.
Wait for it. After a midday break at Xakanaxa camp, we're now heading out again for an evening drive. We're in doubt again for another river crossing. It's always a bit exciting, but I think we're going for it.
Yes.
We're going for it. That one went smoothly, but we had no idea what was coming next. Ooh. Ooh. Fuck! This river crossing, Johannes and Anna tried it first, and now we feel super guilty that we let them go first because it was really a ditch. It was way deeper than we expected. So now they have crossed, we didn't, and we will try if we find another way to meet each other. They from the north side of the river and for us south side. So that would have two good points. Well, that we don't have to cross and that they don't have to cross it again. So let's hope we can meet a bit further on. Now we arrive at some kind of swamp. We see them driving on the opposite sides, but we cannot yet cross here, so we will try a bit more westbound. The whole reserve is a patchwork of little trails and lots of water crossings. So we're trying to figure out how to reach each other, but we keep on bumping into swamps. We found each other again, but yeah, they're at the opposite side of the swamp. So we have no clue how deep it is again. In the end, they didn't cross. They will still try to go more south, and we will also make a big detour. We have communicated through the radios a meeting point, but as soon as we're further away from each other, the radios will lose connection. So if we don't meet each other there around sunset, then we will come back to this same spot and decide what we're gonna do.
Then on Fort Bridge.
Alright, we're reaching the point where we would meet them. Oh, this bridge is not possible. But maybe there's another one? Oh no. This was the bridge where we wanted to meet, but it's not open.
Horen jullie ons? Waar zijn jullie?
Hoi. Maar die Fort Bridge...
Hebben jullie een detour?
Ah, misschien is er langs daar een weg.
There was. A few hours and one broken fan later, we are reunited.
Third night in a row that we had something happening during the night, keeping us awake. We were just into bed when we heard scratching, and then we checked what was going on, and we have a mouse in our car. We didn't see the mouse obviously, but we saw the shit of the mouse, so it'll be a task for today, trying to find our little pet. But first we're preparing for the morning drive. This is our camp. At night there was an elephant just in the water here. Yeah, it's a bush camp, so everything is open. No fences. So animals can just roam around here.
Wondering how we got those different angles? Credit goes to our very willing model, Benjamin.
So the life of an Instagram model, it's not always easy. You have to do sometimes things twice. So here we go. In this case, it's twice a sketchy bridge which can collapse anytime. Yeah, it's important we do this 2 times. At the other side we will meet photographer. Her name is Celine Bales. She likes it a lot, but the model not so much.
Yeah. I'm very curious. Thanks, my love. And look at the result. A proper front shot of Tony the Toyota. Traffic jam. We're waiting for the elephants to pass. Seems like a big herd. They keep on popping out of the bush.
Ik denk als die voor ons overgestoken zijn, dat het denk. Het lijkt alsof ze half liggen te slapen.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The highlight of this morning? Spotting our first honey badger. No proof on camera though, so you'll have to settle for some more zebras and a few more giraffes instead. We're stopping for lunch and we already found out our mouse likes malaria self-test kit and also bread. She also likes bread. With this lunch stop we are saying goodbye to Johannes and Anna. They have a deadline to catch in a few days. They have to be in Windhoek and we will take some more time here. But we hope it's a short goodbye and we might meet each other again for the end of the year. Bye! Our afternoon starts with, you guessed it, more giraffes. But this time we get a clear view of how they drink, which is always fascinating to watch. Did you know they have a special valve to regulate blood flow to their brain when lowering and raising their heads? Once they lift their heads again, they often give it a shake, like rebooting the system.
Dat is vriend, hè? We're surrounded by giraffes. Today is really the day of the giraffes. We have seen so many, maybe like 30, 40 in one day. The latest herd was around 13, and while we were watching them at the other side of the water there were huge herds of elephants. So our goal now is to get closer. That's also the way we have to go. First some bush driving. So in one eye view we count 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 22, 24, 26, 28, 82, 84, 100, 102, 4, 6, 8, 108.
Rough count.
Yeah, probably there are more.
Yeah.
But,
did you count the one at the other side of the water?
yeah,
Yeah.
I think so.
Wow. Look at that tiny, tiny one that's coming out of the water now. Oh my god. It's exciting and scary at the same time because it's full of them. So I don't know where they're gonna pop up. Surrounded by elephants, we try to continue our way.
Dan wil je gewoon best wel zo opzij zitten en wachten.
Ja, maar hoe lang kunnen we dan wel wachten?
Je moet flapperen een beetje. Fuck.
Gentle giants, they say, but they can really harm you when nog achter dat bosje. En ze gaan nu oversteken. Nu zijn ze daar. Nu steken ze over.
Alle twee?
2, een kleintje. Woehoe. Next challenge, another water crossing. Now we don't have our friends to try it out. And after the one from yesterday, we're a bit scared. We shouldn't assume. The problem is that there are crocs and hippos, so you cannot just cross the water on foot to check. Okay, we're going for it. Okay. Yeah. It was okay, eh? Alright, it worked out. It wasn't too bad. We used the drone first to get a better sense of the depth of the water, and from the air we saw tracks going through it, so the drone saved our life. One adventure after the other. Now the track is really a bush track, seldomly used, and then there was a huge elephant in the middle of the track that just tore down a tree. God. So we decided to turn around because we saw and read just now about a new bulldozer track which should bring us closer to where we need to be.
When there are trees on the road, there is only one person to solve it. And it's Celine Bales. Woo!
What?
Hello, Ranger. How is the clearing of the roads going?
Lots of work to do.
Lots
My
of
job
work.
is never finished.
So there is more, eh?
We can go around.
The rest of the day stayed quiet. No big sightings or adventures to report. So let's fast forward to the next morning.
Het is misschien inderdaad wel om te drinken. Oh, wauw. Om te drinken. We're following the lioness that we just saw crossing the water. She just passed by a herd of impalas who chased her away. The first time we saw this was in Selfdrive with the leopard, and now again with a lion. It's really impressive to see how these impalas form a group to chase the predators away. She went into this thick bush. First she gave some alarm call, then she went inside. Based on that and the shape of her belly, we were pretty sure she was hiding cubs there. And that was the case. The camera couldn't focus, but with our eyes and with the binoculars we could clearly see one cub at least. We think there was only one. It was very, very small, maybe 2 hands. Very playful. So we left her quietly to enjoy the time with her cub. After our friends left yesterday, we decided to come back to the Khwai area. It was quite an intense drive yesterday and it took way more time than we expected. So we didn't have time anymore to look for our mouse, so we left it like that. This night we didn't hear any scratching, so we hope she already disappeared. It will be a task for today or tomorrow, emptying all the closets and see if we can find the mouse. It was really bumpy yesterday, so maybe she got car sick and escaped. Let's hope so.
That's what we think.
After a few days of rest in Maun, we are arriving at a new camp, and it has a viewing deck, and it is quite special what we see now.
Then we set off on our next adventure, into the heart of the Central Kalahari Game Reserve.
We went off the main road, no tar anymore for the next, who knows, 3 days, 4 days, 5 days, 7 days. Let's do this.
This is the largest and most remote reserve in southern Africa. Sightings take patience out here, but when they happen, they're deeply rewarding. But we'll start with a big cleanup.
Today is the day that we're gonna clean out everything.
Did we finally find our mouse? You'll find out in the next episode. Thank you for watching.